We could.
What about? No.
Screw it. We're just gonna wing it.
Let's do it. Let's wing it.
Hey, YouTube. Hey guys, what's up YouTube? This is Alex from Pratt Printing Press.
And I'm Evan from Whiskey Creates.
And we're back with another episode in our Helldivers series.
Yeah.
How long has it been since we filmed one of these?
Gosh, we were just talking about this earlier today. It's, what, 5 months now?
Yeah, YouTube says that we uploaded about 5 months ago our last episode, and it literally feels like it was like 2 months ago.
It really does.
So, where are we at now?
That's a good question. We got a lot done. We still have a long ways to go. But I think we've got everything finally fully printed out. It's just a matter of getting things sanded, prepped, and painted.
Yeah, printing is like half the work, and then everything else is the other half of the work. But as Evan said, we have everything printed, and we do have a few finished pieces today, so we want to focus a little bit on those finished pieces, what it took to get those finished pieces to where they are today, and that will give you kind of a good trajectory as to where we are going next.
Yeah.
So the big question is, do you think that we'll have our suits ready for this summer for cons?
I 100% think that if we just hunker down and actually did the work instead of just letting life get into the way, we could have this finished in the next few weeks.
Life get in the way, like our wives and kids.
I know,
just
yeah.
Weighing us down.
Yep.
We do this for you. A little bit for ourselves too, but also for you.
See, we got to do the crazy, nerdy, geeky things. Get it out of the way, get it out of our system, so that way we can turn around and focus on our families, right?
Wait, are you saying that your wife doesn't want to dress up like a Helldiver with you?
I don't think she would want to. Maybe a different project, but that's a bridge for a later journey.
Future YouTube series. Okay, but that being said, we are focusing on our Helldiver series, and so let's talk about some of the props that we have currently finished today. So, one of the props that we have finished right now, right before you, is a Helldivers helmet.
And that looks really good. The detail up close, it's phenomenal.
We'll probably have some B-roll footage of all the things that we're showing you today because I actually don't have a camera monitor at this point in time, so I'm just counting on the fact that the camera is focusing on this. But I'll give you some B-roll footage throughout the different parts of the video. That way you can get some close-up shots and see some of the details. But yeah, this guy was a labor of love. We got our bucket here, but this honestly was probably the hardest 3D printed piece that we're gonna have to worry about, like sanding and painting and all of that, because there's a lot going on with this helmet. Whereas the other pieces, they're actually pretty simple. Most of them only have 2 colors.
Yep. This is the stage that I'm at now. We mostly have everything prepped, ready to go. I think we just got a little bit more fine tuning to do on it. There's a couple little rough spots on here that still need to be buffed out, but for the most part, it's looking really good too.
It's coming together. But yeah, so it's hard to even know where to begin when talking about what all goes into this build, but you're kind of seeing a comparison here of some of the earlier stages towards the finished piece. And so this right here is honestly a great blank canvas. We're about ready to do the really fancy stuff. And so let's talk about the fancy things that we did with this helmet.
Yeah, one of the things that I'd like to really talk about are these visors. Alex, you did a phenomenal job on these. We definitely have some video of Alex making these. I can tell you, like, it's a little blurry, but I can see straight through. Wouldn't have any issues walking around while wearing these visors.
Thank you. Yeah, it's super exciting. The process is a little bit complicated, but it's honestly not that difficult as long as you kind of follow along the steps. But yeah, the awesome thing is that with the process that we used to make these visors, you could honestly tint it a variety of different colors. So if you really wanted to have a red visor, you could. If you wanted to have an orange visor or a blue visor, there's a lot of opportunities for different customized visors with the approach that we used for these visors. So what was the approach that we used for these visors? Well, I could sit here and jabber for you, but we actually have a really handsome guest star who he's going to walk you through exactly what went into that process. So with no further ado, let's take it from our gorgeous, drop-dead gorgeous, handsome co-star who made these visors. Take it away, Alex. Hey everybody, it's me, Alex 2.0.
Thank you, Alex, for that introduction. Honestly, that was really lovely. And if I do say so myself, you're a pretty good-looking guy yourself. But anyways, we're here to tell your audience things that they don't already know. So let's talk about the tinting process. I'm going to be really brief here because I actually already have a dedicated YouTube video right here where you can see a breakdown of the entire process. But put really simply, this is the process. Get your visor made. I 3D printed this one out of clear resin. Then sand and polish and clear coat until you get a smooth finish like this. After you've gotten your visor to this point where you can see out of it and it's looking clear, that's when you want to go to the process of tinting it, like this. Real short and sweet. This has chrome paint along the inside. I used Spastics mirror chrome finish. Spastics on the inside of this. Go light, don't go heavy. And for the front, to tint it, I just use this Duplicolor metal cast tinting. This is not spray paint. This is a clear coat with dye in it, basically, okay? So take your time, do light coats, light dusting, build it up, and eventually you'll get to this. Again, for a more detailed breakdown of this, just go check out the dedicated YouTube video that I already made on my YouTube channel. I've got it in the description of today's video. But yeah, this right here is how we came out with our tinted visors. Now back to you, you handsome fella.
Wow, thank you for that detailed explanation. And I've got to say that man was quite handsome.
Oh yeah, thank you, past Alex.
Very, very handsome fellow. But yep, that's the process that goes into making the visors. Again, you can check out the dedicated YouTube video if you want to see that fully broken down. But moving past the visors, what else do we have going on with this here helmet? Well, after we're done with this phase and we're finally at the point that we're ready to paint, the first thing that we need to do is decide what color we want to do as our base coat. Now there are several colors here, and the color that we ultimately decided to go with for the base coat is literally this Rust-Oleum. It's just gloss dark gray. Really simple. You can find this at Walmart, Amazon, whatever. All the suppliers are going to have this. This lays on really flat. You could use a flat as well. That would be totally fine, but this is what we decided to use for the base coat for this helmet. And now the gray does stand apart from the rest of the suit because literally none of the rest of the suit has the gray in it. It's just the helmet. And so if you're looking at this, it's a slight difference, but most of it in the face here and around the mohawk, that's where you're going to see a lot of that gray played out. All right, so once we're done with the gray, what do we do next?
Now we got to tape things off.
Taping things off.
Taping things off. Yep.
So we spent a long time taping these off, trying to cover and get those edges as clean as we possibly can. Lots of tools that you can use with this. Honestly, one of my favorite tools when it comes to taping things off is my fingernail. You just slap that tape on there and then you kind of run your fingernail along that seam where you're wanting to cut with an X-Acto knife. Use an X-Acto knife with a sharp blade. Don't use one that you've had sitting around in a workbench, toolbox, whatever, for like 3 months. Just go ahead, put a fresh blade in there and be patient, take your time. This was one of the things that when I first started getting into cosplay, I feel like I was really bad at and was really nervous about. I was afraid of cutting things, and just honestly, just take your time, play around with it, practice, and you'll get better at it.
And a good tip to do, if you don't like the way the tape is set up, peel it off, redo it. Just make perfection the bane of your existence. Now, once all things are said and done, remember there's a 10-foot rule. Nobody's going to be getting right up in your face trying to be like, oh, this line's a little crooked or whatever. But if you don't feel comfortable with it, just redo it before you start painting.
Yep, give yourself lots of grace, because the reality is that no cosplay out there is perfect, except for maybe this Iron Man suit. No, I'm just kidding. This actually has a lot of issues with it too, but give yourself some grace, experiment, play around with it. I actually ended up painting this guy gray, and then I left for like a week out of the estate, so it gave it lots of time to cure. Some paints require a little bit more time to harden, so just give it the appropriate amount of time so that it can dry and cure, and then you're good to go. Experiment with the different types of tape. There's different kinds of painter's tape. There's one that I like to use called frog tape. Frog tape is great if you're working with really delicate paints. And so I don't use it on everything. It's not quite as tacky. So there's moments where it'll give you maybe not as clean of a line. So there's moments where I won't use it, but if you're working with a paint that's a little bit more sensitive, then maybe try something delicate like frog tape. But after you've taped it off, the next thing that we're gonna do is our next coat, which is this like gunmetal look. And it's subtly different from the gray, but it blends in really nicely. We just use this Rust-Oleum metallic. You can find this again at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, whatever. This really gave this metallic soldier helmet look really great.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff to work with.
Yo, guy. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in there. Now, at this point in the build, this is where things get interesting, and you kind of have to make some decisions as to how you want to proceed. I probably actually made some mistakes at this step, and probably made it a little bit more complicated than I needed to. But here's what I would personally recommend doing. You want most of this helmet to be more of a matte finish, but you want this gold mohawk to shine a little bit. So what I would recommend doing personally at this stage is tape off the mohawk if you want to, leave it alone if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. But what I would do is everything else, I would go ahead and I would coat that with a matte finish. I use the Duplicolor 1K clear coat, and this is going to be the matte finish because we want that helmet to look matte. And then once you're done with that, and once that's fully cured and you know that you can put tape down again, tape it off again, leaving just the mohawk. And then once that mohawk is the only thing that's exposed, but then you're going to want to hit it with the gold. And I just use the Rust-Oleum gold. There's lots of different golds out there, but this is going to be the pretty consistent stuff you're going to find everywhere. And you can tape it off gold. You can paint it off gold. Words are hard. Honestly, in some of the B-roll footage, you're probably going to see that I actually had Walmart bags around certain parts of it. I didn't put tape across every single inch of this. If I had to just tape off enough so that I could just get to the mohawk, I would oftentimes do one clean line of tape, and then I would just put grocery bags under it. That way I'm not wasting tape and taking all that time and potentially ruining a finish. But do what you got to do. With the mohawk, we wanted to be gold, so we got it gold. And then when we were done with that, we used one more clear coat. Think fast. But this time it was a 1K clear coat that's a gloss finish. Again, this is Duplicolor. You can find these online on Amazon, I believe, but O'Reilly's tends to be the most consistent place to find these. So after I was done with the gold, I just went ahead and I hit it with several coats. Started low, started with some really light coats, dusted it on there, and built it up to a wet coat. And I think that the gold still has a nice shine to it, while the rest of the helmet got to stay matte. It's got to stay matte.
The words are so hard today.
Words are so hard today. But yeah, and so ultimately that was kind of it. I did install the mask, installed the visor, and I went ahead and put that in with putty so that I could remove it if I wanted to. I also put some foam pads in there. Words are so hard today. I also put some foam pads in there and might put a fan in here. I know Evan's planning on putting a fan in his when it's done. But at this point, this is a finished prop that you could wear to a con and be really happy with.
Yeah, it looks really good, especially up close. The details, I think this is probably one of your better weathering jobs that you've done.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Weathering. I forgot to talk about that. That's probably a really important part. Again, if the camera is not clear here, I will throw in some B-roll footage with some close-ups of the helmet. But yeah, after we got this thing painted and it was looking beautiful, we wanted to wear it down a little bit. And so I basically just used two really basic techniques here. One of them was just adding the silver chipping. So any kind of a metallic paint of your choosing, one that you like. I found one that's usually used for models and it works great for this. And I just took a fine paintbrush and I just really highlighted the edges, any of the raised parts. And you also want to be thinking about what kind of action is this character going to be experiencing? What is he going to be, getting shot in the face? Is, these blasts coming across him? Most of them are going to be across the front. I didn't need to put like a whole chunk right here unless I really wanted somebody to have hit him with a hammer on the side of the head. It's possible, but I just did little chips, little moment, like where would the natural weathering be?
Yeah.
And just go with it. And the question that you ask yourself is, how much is too much and how much is too little? And the answer is there is no answer. You really just get a feel for it as you lock in. And sometimes you do just a little bit and you look at it and you say, no, that's not, I don't like that. And then you can add to it. Really whatever you want to do with that. But I also painted in just like little details like rivets and stuff along the helmet, any metal accents. And then when I was done with that, the last thing that I did was just a black wash. So for this, I literally just mixed some black and some brown acrylic paints with some water. And I just started dabbing it onto different spots. I used a sponge brush, applied it to different spots, especially trying to get into the dark crevices and like the deep recesses of the helmet. And then I take a paper towel and I just dab it off. And you just do that until you're happy with the results. But So you might want a clean helmet, you might want a clean cosplay, and that's awesome. But if you want to do some weathering, there's some B-roll footage of that as well. And weathering really does add a lot to your prop. It also gives you some grace if you've made some mistakes on your prop. But I think that it makes it look a lot more worn and realistic of a prop, personally. All right, well, I want to be conscious of everybody's time because Evan does actually live in a different state than I do, so he actually drove down here for this. But my watch isn't working right. It says it's 5:30, but I don't feel like that's what time it is.
No, it's not.
What time is it, Evan?
Ha! It is hammer time.
Can't touch this. All right, so what exactly do you have in front of you? What is this massive behemoth of a tool in front of you?
Yep, so we received an orbital care package. The breaching hammer here. It's already printed, painted, ready to go. Squash bots, bugs, and illuminate alike.
Awesome. It's looking really good.
It looks amazing. The detail on this is just phenomenal. Weathering, perfect. You couldn't ask for a better hammer.
And honestly, this prop, if you've got some experience under your belt, this isn't all that difficult to make. If you've got a bigger printer, a lot of these pieces can be printed in one. I do have a bigger printer, but my P1S just has such good quality that I just decided to stick with Old Reliable. And I printed this out in, I think there's like, not including the 4 dots here, I think it's like 9 pieces, something like that. There's weld lines all over this thing, and you can't see them because everything is so flat. It's so easy to sand those down and to fill them in and just smooth everything out. And so this was honestly a lot of fun to build. I'll take it off your hand for a second to show off some of the things here. So the paint scheme, I'm not going to go crazy in detail because a lot of this does follow the same pattern as the helmet did. We've got the same metallic finish that we have on like the gunmetal look. This yellow, I actually did use this Rust-Oleum. This is my first time using a gloss protective enamel, but this was perfect for the Helldivers look. I think this is considered like a sunburst yellow. And this was perfect for the Helldivers yellow. This right here at the front is literally an explosive charge that you'd use in the game. Now this can be removed, but it fits on there so well that I decided not to make this a removable part of the prop. I just decided to keep that here, but if you decide to make this at home, you could literally remove this and you could have multiple ones. Something fun that we've seen, we actually saw a reel of somebody put like a dog's squeaker toy inside it with some springs, and so every time you hit something, they would go wee, wee, wee. So you can get creative with this prop. But yeah, same thing with the weathering too. We did a lot of the same weathering, the chipping on the edges, and then we painted in some of the details here. You got like the different nuts and bolts and rivets and such. And then we also went with a flat black on these parts of the handle, and then at the very bottom we've got that yellow there again. And we also have, for security's sake, we have a wooden dowel that runs through this whole thing. And so that means that if something does happen to break at one of those weld lines and we're concerned about it falling apart at a con, for example, this is actually going to hold it all together. And because it's a wooden dowel, this means that I'm not going to have any issues going through security, because sometimes cons have more security and the metal detectors won't allow you to go through certain areas. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Daddy,
Yeah.
are we having mac and cheese?
We're having chicken, and we've got some sides. Got some bread.
And okay.
Okay. Now, I know that we mentioned this in our previous video, but Evan, let's tell people where they can find these files, where they can make their own Helldivers cosplays and hammers at home.
Yeah, so all the files that we got all came from Galactic Armory. Great, amazing guys. We want to give them a shout out. Very, very friendly to use. The files come in sizes that are printer friendly, whether you got a small printer or a larger printer. I can't give them enough credit. They did a really good job on building those files.
In fact, a lot of the files will literally come pre-separated if you do have a smaller printer. That way you don't even need to worry about chopping them up. They've already done that hard work for you. So, yep, big props to them. They are big Helldivers fans, and you can check out their channel. They actually have some videos at the recent Helldivers convention where they may or may not have interviewed John Helldiver himself.
That's cool.
And yeah, maybe sometime in the future we'll get to interview John Helldiver here on the channel. So we'll have to see. But that being said, that pretty much summarizes where we're at right now. We've got a finished hammer. We've got a finished helmet. We know what we need to get done. Next stage is going to be a lot of sanding, and then a little bit more sanding after that, and then more sanding.
Yeah, forget about sleek for the next week. We're just straight up sanding.
Yep. So that's basically what we're going to be doing next. But we've also got a lot of the clothes that we need for this already. We're going to start working on fitment. And I'm hoping that probably the next video that we do, we'll probably talk about how we're going to make our capes and some of the software of the cosplay. But no promises. We'll see. But yeah, stay tuned for some future uploads on that.
Yeah. And in Whiskey Creates fashion, we got some cigars. We're about to go start sanding again.
So speaking of Whiskey Creates, Evan, where can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram under Whiskey Creates. A couple different cosplay projects there. I got a Pirates cosplay that I do. I've completely built a Star-Lord costume. And there's also some great pictures of you from our Comic-Cons last year.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun last year. We're looking forward to a lot of fun this year. Make sure you go check out his channel, follow Whiskey Creates. I'll have that stuff linked in the description of today's video. And if you didn't just catch it, I do have it here and here and here. I just did that because I hate editing, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing that in there. But anyways, that's basically a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something useful, and can't wait to come at you with the next video.
All right, I'll see you again in another 5 months.
All right.
I honestly want to hit something with it.
All right, so what exactly do you have here, Evan?
So this is the breaching hammer, complete, finished, painted, ready to rock and roll. Squish bugs, bots, and the Illuminati alike. Yeah.
The Illuminati, would that be very different than the Illuminate?
God damn it!